Netflix has blocked the review worldwide, so for using clips, so I am re-rendering it. I'm going to use, instead of using these clips, and my computer's on the fritz right now, so I'm trying to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, Jesus, look at these white hairs. Oh my God, I'm getting old. Fuck it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take these 9-second clips. I'm going to make them shorter, and I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to take the bottom, the second half, and put it in the first half, put the first half in the second half, and that way it counts as 2 separate fucking clips, okay? Fucking 4.5 seconds each, maybe 3 seconds each, and then it should be fine. Because why is it my channel? Why my channel gets fucked? Everybody else can use clips. I can't use clips? Fuck you, Netflix. Stop blocking my shit worldwide. You just blocked it 5 times now. You've completely cut the video off at the legs when it was doing well. Oh, it's 2 hours too. We spoke for a long time over it. So we're gonna fight this all night. All right, we're gonna figure this shit out tonight. Okay, so here's an edit right now with the fucking 2 clips, swapped clips. Let's see if swap clips work. Let's go.
Well, guys, here we are after New Year's Day, the finale of 9 years in the making, Stranger Things Season 5. That was the conclusion. Cannot wait to hear what the boys think. I will say that it took them multiple years to write this season. This season alone cost $480 million. Just season 5.
Damn.
And this is what we ended up getting. Spoilers ahead for those, because I think we should just jump right into spoilers. Fine. This is the finale.
Everyone's
Go watch the finale so you can form your own opinion and then hear ours. I thought it was lazy, predictable. Everything I said came true, except for a multiple choice, which I guess kind of fits into the choose your own adventure thing. Now, I'm sure a majority of people are going to say, I believe. And in that case, then this is, no stakes, no deaths, exactly how I said it was going to go. 8 is dead. That's the only character they're going to kill. But that's if you only go one path. There is another path that we'll talk about, which in my opinion, is how it really ends. And how you make it a little more deep. But it's up to you. They leave it up to the audience to interpret. Does Elle survive this thing or does she not survive this thing? But aside from that, I felt that it felt rushed. It was they easily beat this mind flare with fucking Nancy cosplaying as Rambo.
Yes.
Motherfucking
I could not
guns.
unsee that.
We're in Dimension X and we beat things with guns and fire. It felt like it needed more effort, more smarts involved, more time to do.
Also, look at this shit. Nancy doesn't know how to fucking reload a fucking gun. Nobody on set told Nancy how to fucking cock or chamber a goddamn round in a goddamn M16. Look at what she's doing here. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? You cock the fucking handle? The shit is in the back. You take your 2 fingers, you cock it like that, or you can do 1 finger on one side, you cock it. I knew something was wrong.
Magazine, straight up till it clicks. Sometimes you have to tap it, pull the charging handle back, and let it go.
I knew something was wrong. Nancy's cocking wrong, and nobody on the cocking set told her how to cock right.
It's 2 hours only, and 45 minutes of it is an epilogue. So it's even shorter than that to wrap this up. And it just felt like a completely, I don't know how to say it, like a filler season. Like, instead of multiple hours, because we got 4 hours and we got 3 hours and we got 2 hours, it really just felt like maybe only a few hours story stretched out as long as possible for Netflix statistics. I still think season 4 is better and has a kind of a better conclusion, especially if you move some things around and you kill Vecna and all this other thing. But I don't know. It seems milquetoast in the sense that it's weak, timid, not wanting to offend anybody or hurt anybody, and even with and even in line with the multiple choice ending, they don't want to hurt anybody. They couldn't even at the end. They couldn't even make a decision on Elle's fate and just say this is how it is. Feel how you want to feel. But no, they gotta leave it open so that they don't hurt any of the community. So I'm mixed on it. This is definitely nowhere near as bad as Game of Thrones. I don't give a fuck what you say. Game of Thrones, the last Game of Thrones season fell apart. The ending is so fucking stupid. Bran! Motherfucking... I don't just... It's Tyrion just... Okay, we're not getting into that, but that was garbage. This... while disappointing, season 5 overall disappointing, it wasn't that bad. And in fact, I have a surprising opinion on that extremely long epilogue. I've never seen an epilogue that long, but I liked it. And mainly because of the D&D game. I think the D&D game to as the end cap, that was good. That was good.
That's honestly my favorite part.
My favorite part too, Joe. And the fact that it is multiple choice, that's interesting too. And we can have a debate. I'm curious to see what side you guys land on, if you believe or if you're more realistic, and then the evidence for and against. Maybe we can make a whole separate video on that. Because ultimately, I do love Stranger Things. Essentially, we grew up with the series. We saw these tiny kids go from little tiny faces and cute chubby cheeks to adults with kids of their own. And as Alex would say,
sexy Squidward.
a little Squidward's involved, and some changes that we didn't anticipate, or they didn't anticipate. And it took a long time to get this thing done, perhaps too long, and perhaps it was never really meant to go this long. And I think you can see that in this season.
Yeah, I don't think it should have.
So that's my opinion on it. What do the boys think of Stranger Things 5 finale?
This actually fits the course of season 5. I've been very disappointed with season 5, so I'm disappointed with this one as well. It does feel rushed. It focuses on a lot of things that I didn't really want. The battle was kind of not very good, but like you said, it's not bad. I still probably watch it from time to time as opposed to like Game of Thrones. It doesn't
Game of
leave
Thrones, I'll never watch that shit
It doesn't
ever
leave
again.
a bad taste. It's just like fine. It did its job. It's serviceable.
Yeah.
But a lot of like these things don't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Why is Linda even there?
Linda Hamilton.
There's no way at the end they just let these kids go after she's gung-ho about getting fucking out and then she's dead.
That's so stupid. They wanted Sarah Connor, and that's a crime, Joe, to get Linda Hamilton and do nothing because she's a good actress.
Nothing happens. These kids are like, oh, well, now Elle's gone. But I'm actually on Alex's side because I feel like Netflix wants to kind of milk it, so she is alive. And later on, she'll probably return to kind of sprinkle her in because Netflix wants to make money. And, like, how can you do that? You bring back Elle. So I'm on his side on that aspect of that.
I don't know Alex's side yet.
That's what he was predicting, that she's still alive and it's kind of fake.
Oh, at the end in our last episode, you said that, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to bring her back. And I was really hoping, like, for a sad death or whatever, somebody does a sacrifice. We do get it, but we all kind of knew what it was going to be, and it rang hollow.
Yeah,
we were just like, all right, well,
Joe,
she's
were
dying.
you shedding a tear for Kali, for an 8?
Who?
Kali, the sister. No, I wasn't.
No.
And that stupid fucking fake out. This fucking fake outs in this goddamn season. They fake out with Steve like he's gonna fall from the tower.
We forgot to make the fucking counters. Like, how many?
Nobody believed that Steve's gonna die like that. You stupid fight. And then you smash the black. as if that's the end of an episode,
Yeah,
and
like,
then you come
what's gonna
back,
happen?
and it's Jonathan. Jonathan saves his rival.
Yeah, I just like these characters. I kind of like this whole season kind of fucked it up for me because I still wanted to stick with the original cast, but we obviously followed little kids more, Holly and everyone else.
Your favorite character, Joe, is the hero of the series. I fucking hate this guy. Fucking Murray! Fucking
He's one of
Murray is the hero.
ones. He's one of the better ones.
Throws a grenade at just the right time.
A grenade
Yeah.
that blows up C4.
And I think he
Yeah,
killed,
that doesn't make any sense.
which kind of makes him kill Kali, right?
Yeah, he didn't throw it fast enough. Actually, he's the villain of the story. He should have been 1 second faster. We'll
Yeah,
talk
a lot
about
of
it.
these emotional scenes didn't really hit for me as much. I think it's because of this whole season as well. So I was disappointed, but it's fine. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it was all right. It was better than some of the other. I think it's the best episode of season 5. I think the epilogue.
Well, it's a 2-hour-long episode,
Well,
right? So that's unfair.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, it's just like we were go from the beginning. We weren't necessarily rehashing a bunch of dumb shit for the mouth breathers in the back of the room that need to be reminded that Dustin, and we're like retreading this whole thing with Dustin and Steve, which was completely wasted all of our fucking. Can you imagine if we deleted all of those stupid ass scenes that went nowhere, and we had the people on Planet X fighting Demogorgons and bats, and that at least that world felt dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it felt dumb having them fight a giant fucking crab
You
monster.
could have gone from fucking episode 1 to the last episode.
Almost immediately, and like you have like 1 or 2 things, and you can have them exploring this unknown place.
Yeah.
Have this place feel dangerous. This was where all of these creatures and all of this danger came from, and not be the end of Wild Wild West when a giant spider comes up and they have to
Holy
figure
shit,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck was going on here. So epilogue, I think they did a really good job, but they
Yeah.
sprinted through. I think we should have relished the opportunity to be in this dimension, spread out the fight, make people feel like they were doing something other than stab underneath a crab
The
spider.
upside-
Justin and Steve have the hardest job. Why did they choose melee
Right
weapons?
underneath.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers gonna get crushed.
Yeah, the upside down does not feel dangerous.
Yeah, and so like the new dimension
You
did
mean
feel
Dimension X, right?
Both.
Neither of them
Both.
feel dangerous.
Well, we didn't go to
And then the military, like I get it. They're trying to nail these 80s tropes where the military are cartoonish, ridiculous bad guys. But I'm so tired of it. And it may not necessarily be entirely their fault because as a culture, that's all we've been doing. But it doesn't
And
work
it
for me.
It's they're doing the nostalgia, and I realized this later. I'm like, oh hey, these two series, It and Stranger Things, are both doing the military thing, but it's intentional. Stranger Things is doing the military thing because it did the military thing.
Yeah.
They're borrowing elements as they have been for 5 seasons.
Yeah, it's just I don't think it was done well because the entire time
it
I'm
wasn't
like,
done
this
well.
is stupid. And it's not like I'm watching an Amblin thing and I'm like, oh, those kooky military guys can't catch these kids. I'm actively thinking how fucking dumb everything is the entire time this happens. So we sprinted through, I think, the finale, and then we actually did, felt spread an appropriate amount of time in the epilogue, and I think they did a good job there.
Yeah.
But I think they didn't shit the bed at the end. The problem is there was already a little bit of poop in the bed from the beginning of the season, and
Exactly.
so in the end we ended up with
Kind of got smeared
there's-
around a
there's
little
some
bit.
poop.
That's great.
some poop over
Thank
there.
you, Alex.
You're welcome.
It's always poop with you, huh?
There were so many things here that were bad in the greater whole of season 5 too. And it was shocking to me that 11 lets the military kill all of our main characters who are now dead or imprisoned for life while she gets to vacation across the world.
Super Guantanamo.
Pretty fucked up. Because honestly, I don't know if you forgot, but Nancy has killed U.S. soldiers.
Lots and lots of them.
Elle stabbed
Lots
her.
of
Elle stabbed her.
soldiers.
She was gonna take it out on her friends. It's like all you guys in jail.
And so all of you think I have no idea why Linda Hamilton disappears from the show. They were like, oh, we looked at the contract. She's like, hey, I'm done filming. You want an extra day? They were like, no. Because she says nothing at the end. The military, they're just free after they did all this. The military would murder them or imprison them for life or, any number of things except for let them go free. Now I can already hear you're typing, oh, well, they really care about 11 and the Upside Down and the stuff, so they're going to monitor them for the rest of their lives, and so they let everybody go. And this is why 11 has left Mike alone, and she can never return to any of her friends because she knows that the military are going to monitor them for the rest of their lives. That's one explanation, but you got to show it. You can't just do something like this where it doesn't work. It's no. They took the easy way out, and they did do some things right. Some of the people are still acting their ass off. I liked Harbor. I think Hopper was good in his speeches. Like I said, even though the epilogue is long, I thought it was good. A good epilogue, satisfying epilogue. There's some closure there for people. There's no super. I don't know about closure, but there's no stupid fucking, outright sequel baiting that they do in a lot of these things. Oh, at the end, I don't know, a fucking rift opens or just some stupid shit that these HBO and these other big companies like to do because content. We want season 6 or whatever. Now, if they aren't already ordered a season 6, that's what would have happened.
At the very end, Vecna's winking.
Mm-hmm.
He was winking. he was on the fucking thing. His head was off his body.
He didn't go, so we don't know if he's dead or not.
Exactly.
You have to go,
His tongue wasn't out.
Alex, are you serious? He was going for an hour.
So
and
he's
all of
still
my
on.
characters were looking at him.
So he's still
I was like, damn, this is going on painfully long.
I was like, he's starving for attention.
Yeah.
It's like, just let him. Ignore him. We'll get to that. We'll do an exact scene by scene breakdown because I think relatively this was something very easy to review because it was only like an hour worth of content and then the epilogue. Going to battle. And then again, I like how they bookended it with playing D&D again.
Yeah.
I just expected that to be a part of the main battle, not at the very, very end. But yeah.
It's over. Can't believe it's already over.
It's over. So let me hear some good things about it.
Visual
effects look good?
Yeah, some of the visual effects look good. I think some of the actors had better material than they've had. Like, there was actually a couple scenes with Millie Bobby Brown where she actually did look like she was doing a much better job, and I think the material here was better than her just staring at a character awkwardly with, mewing. So I gave her a lot of shit in the last one, and I think that she deserves a little better this one because I was honest. Mm-hmm. And I do feel that she did a better job in this one. If we're going to go, I want to go back negative again. Remember when Steve falls off the thing and not a single person on that whole platform moves to help Jonathan pull him up? And they're all just like standing over there because they have the script in front of them. They're like, no, we don't need to help him. There was actually no risk of him dying at all. So it's like, who's filming this?
And why did the plan fall apart instantly? It's like, oh, it doesn't line up. I was like, that's a thing? You did calculation. Was it supposed to line up? I thought it was. That's the way it was supposed to be the whole time. So you idiots are up there knowing it's going to hit the tower anyway, and you're up there? What the fuck are you doing?
The crack was only 3 feet wide, so they had to...
But how did they know the crack was even going to line up? That was never part of the fucking plan. The plan was they were going to smash into each other. So they're up there for no reason. They know that's going to happen. They can't just be like, oh my God, we're going to crash into the thing.
It builds tension.
That was the fucking plan. All right.
You can't think about it, Joe.
Oh, I didn't know that they was going to line it up perfectly.
It was supposed to.
How do you line something up? Unless you had already known that there was a crack there, but nobody knew that the crack would line up. That wasn't part of the plan. The plan was the two worlds will crash into each other, and where will they crash into each other first? It will crash into each other first exactly where they're at. So let's stand right there. Oh, my God, this is dangerous. Wait, what? Okay. So you wanted to go bad again, but go good.
Good. From the first half, or can I go epilogue?
Do everything.
That's the best.
Because
honestly, I think I enjoyed almost every aspect of the epilogue. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent 9 years with these characters, which is why it felt so shitty that the majority of this season was not focused on the characters. We were focusing on new characters introduced in the last second because they felt the need. They felt like their other actors had aged out. And so we spent almost the entire time with the people that, we spent 43 hours watching.
Yeah.
And I think that they did a really good job. Not everyone has a happy ending, but it's still satisfying. Because, I mean, unless you're a fucking child. You don't need to have every one of your characters have a happy ending. That's not how life works. So I think they did a really good job there towards the end.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of good things to say about the first bit.
Yeah, I don't like the Vecna. I don't like the battle. I don't like the symbiosis between the two. We are one. It was clever when they're writing. I knew they thought that was clever as fuck. We are one. It's like, oh, okay, everybody thinks that he is going to be
Redeemed, yeah.
He's going to be redeemed. He's going to redeem himself. And then the thing I said, it's going to come out of his body. And it was like, well, that's not what, well, technically that is what happened. But the twist was that, yes, he was controlling him, but no, he wasn't controlling him because I wanted him to. Well, I want to work with him.
He did beat a grown man to death with a rock before he was infected by space particles.
So he had that in him the whole time.
Yeah.
I think he was an innocent child. And
said,
I
"Humanity
think
is shit."
the reason why he was crying at the end while he was saying it, because upon rewatch I saw his tear, is that he's just telling himself that.
Yeah.
Because he can't handle the fact that he has been manipulated. And so we are one, and they continue to work together until the end, until his demise. So I was technically right about that one too. But the show tries to do, oh, it's a twist. He was always super evil, and he continues to be super evil. But that's my interpretation. But unfortunately, there's a lot of bad, and we kind of went over some of it. But the main thing for me is that there's no dramatic tension. There's no weight
that's the
to
biggest,
any of the deaths or anything like that. It's just disappointing, ridiculously predictable. And when the battle ended so quickly, I was like, well, we got so much time left over. I know what's happening. I was like, all right, here we go with 11.
Yeah.
Here we go with the storyline that I have to sacrifice myself. And besides that, I never, ever believed that Vecna was going to win. So I'm not like, oh, my God. You know, they should have done something really cool where they go in there, they think they have the upper hand, and Vecna's like, fuck you. Bitch slap them. We never got, but at no point did I think that they were going to win. So, I don't know. They should have done a little bit better job.
They should have done some more with the battle as well, because, like, all right, well, yes,
bats.
exactly. I was about to say that. Like, have them come out. It's like this is supposed to be the Abyss where he has everyone there, but there's nobody there except for
empty.
him and the fucking crab.
Right, the crab.
Like, where the fuck are the Demogorgons?
That was their answer to what I'm saying. They're like, oh, yeah, Joe, well, what about the kaiju, Joe? 11 fights a kaiju.
The problem with it when we get to power scaling that big is that it actually alleviates tension because it's like all or nothing. If you get stepped on by the crab, you're instantly dead. It's more believable that 2 or 3 of them can't beat a Demogorgon. Well, season 5 Demogorgons they can just kick in. But like there's tension there
Season
because
1 Demogorgons you're gonna die.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You're like, holy shit! Even with flamethrowers, we don't know how they're gonna do, and like there's actually tension there. I don't think there's any tension with them versus a crab.
Yeah, no, and that's why, I felt like there should have been something there. Yes, he's big. Yes, he's scary. I think he looks cool too, but that's like one of the monsters.
Should be like the final boss, sure, whatever, but then have him go through some.
You gotta
other
go
stuff.
through hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about finally, but one of the big elements is just the whole Vecna thing. I'm going to slam my world into your world, and I don't know. It just wasn't.
Eldritch Horror will always be, for me,
Better.
more compelling than a fucking angry young man who got turned into a monster.
I like
And them
that.
closing a rift to prevent... Because ultimately, you can't beat Eldritch Horror. You can't. It's beyond your comprehension. If they just simply had to close the rift between them, I think that's compelling because there's like timer mechanics. There's all sorts of things we can do about it. Some chemically imbalanced, preppy, British young man who wants to kidnap kids. I'm supposed to be afraid of that? That's what 9 years of culmination was? Well, at least they didn't do the Pennywise thing where like, you dress funny, and he shrinks, and then they step on him.
Yeah, and then finally, to reiterate what we said before, the generic old army general, she's not a fucking character. She's a plot point. She disappears at the end. Not a single fucking frame given to her resolution. She's not a person. It's so stupid. Like, such a waste of
I'll
talent.
be keeping my eyes on you, kids. And then, all right, then bye. Leave.
Leave that in.
Fucking say anything. They're all pinned up against...
Say anything to anybody.
Yeah, they're all pinned up against the truck, and then we cut to the next scene. It's like everyone's all, oh, we're going to
You
graduate.
could do a scene where they were in radio contact the whole time with the school principal. So if they die, the school principal will know. And they're like, we had to let you go, but we'll get our eyes on you. Something, but it's just so stupid.
They forcibly captured a bunch of pregnant women when we're giving them monster blood. I don't believe that these people were just going to let these kids go after murdering their soldiers. They
murdered their soldiers.
They're evil.
Nancy is a killer.
They're evil beyond like normal human comprehension, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna let you go." It's like you built this world, and I'm just trying to follow your story that you built, and then you're violating your own fucking rules, and it's dumb.
They try to make it seem like, the wolf pack guy with the scar, but he was a loose cannon, Alex. He was even more evil than Linda Hamilton. I'm like, no. He was just evil in a different way. That guy would murder somebody, and Linda Hamilton would murder somebody to get what she needed.
They got in. So in the end of the last series, though, they made it into the portal totally easy, right? With no conflict. They didn't have to murder a bunch of people and sneak in and a big old thing. You think that the military would be waiting for them when they come back out?
Exactly.
That's why everybody was acting stupid as fuck. And
They're
I was
like high five.
Fucking
They're
stupid?
high fiving. Yeah, we did it. And then,
Are y'all fucking stupid? And then immediately all the military's waiting.
What did you expect?
Now I have a small theory about that, but that only explains 11 and her anticipation of that moment. Doesn't explain how all the other characters were like being stupid. But that's pretty much it.
they could have found another portal.
But I think we're in agreement. We like the epilogue. We just didn't like the season 5 overall. And the final battle was serviceable. That's what the key word here that Joe said, serviceable. They say, oh, wow, this is satisfying. Serviceable. The epilogue was satisfying.
Yeah.
In certain ways, if you believe certain things, because it is multiple choice. Now, I'm telling you, they're telling you it's multiple choice because that's the cop-out. There is one choice. But I'll try to make it work both ways for you. But anyway, we'll do that in a second. I think let's go ahead and give it a final verdict for just the finale, gentlemen. Just the finale.
Good.
And then later we'll do a season overall.
I've been thinking a 6, and I think a lot of the points, the heavy lifting is going towards how I think they handled the epilogue for the characters, and they kind of explained that. There's some really good emotional moments. Spending 9 years with these kids and all these things, it was nice seeing all those things. I don't hate the first half of the episode. I just think that we sprinted through it, and just watching it and just having any sort of imagination of seeing all of the other seasons, you're like, hey, I've actually seen you do better, and this isn't your best work.
We have seen them do better.
There has been more tense moments. There was an opportunity to not have the military be cartoons. There was an opportunity to have demogorgons and bats and vines and other things that made more sense here. And so disappointed in the first half, but I think they really did a really good job in the second. So I think for the most part, they stuck the landing, but it's kind of hard to make up for how disappointed I was in the beginning. So I do think it's above average as far as the finale goes, but I guess we'll get to the series later.
Yeah. I was teetering between a 5 and a 6, but yeah. The best part was the ending because it did bring back some nostalgia feelings. Like, oh, this used to be a great show. I fucking loved watching this.
Love these characters.
These great characters. But then, like, again, we go back to the first final battle and everything. There's no tension.
Yeah.
Vecna was not very scary anymore. The Upside Down is like there's no threat. Just going there, it was like a fucking walk in the park. They didn't really
even when
do
they
anything.
get to Dimension X, I'm
They're
like,
oh my god! They're like, we're
I didn't know you
here.
can even breathe. Okay, Holly was in it, but whatever. But it's just not scary enough. And I gotta say, the person who lit all of these scenes, awful. This is the flat lighting makes this shit look so bad, like they're standing on a green screen, man. Put some goddamn shadows on the characters. Put some fear and horror into it. It's all lit like a Hallmark channel. It's fucking awful, Joe.
There's lack of tension between everyone's like, all right, well, no one's gonna fucking die except for this person. And again, when she did, you're like, let's move on.
Who?
Yeah. So lack of tension, lack of suspense of anything. It's like, look, Vecna's just, we don't care. Let's just go beat him up. but at the end, I did have like some nice moments with everyone getting their happy endings or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that honestly picks it up was that, because everything was rushed.
Mm-hmm.
The Nancy parts were kind of cringe.
Oh my God, this Rambo shit,
Yes.
man.
Everyone leave. But it's just, yeah. But I was
I
disappointed.
just don't buy it with Nancy. Sorry.
I'll go with the 6.
Yeah, that's crazy. I also put down a 6 out of 10. I was like at lower, 4 or 5, but because the epilogue, the
That
45
really
minutes,
helped
that
it.
really helped it. Why? Because we're focusing on the characters that we like. Too much of this season, I think, was focusing on other characters. And frankly, I guess it's because, honestly, all of our characters' arcs are done. Like, all the characters kind of already had an arc, and then just kind of standing around in season 5 to do stuff until their turn comes up to do their one contribution. Then they stand back and wait for the next person to do their thing. And that's kind of how the final battle was. But it is high complexity. It's very difficult when you have this many characters. I did like and appreciate how everybody had their role. 8 did the mind thing, tricked Vecna. Fucking 11 did her thing. She whooped his ass. Fucking Will at a critical moment mind melds and stops Vecna. Everybody. I even like Joyce's moment at the end. If you go all the way back to season 1, she went through a lot. And so it makes sense that she's like, you fucked with the wrong family. And she wants to take out all of her anger because of what it did to Will, what it did to Bob, what it did to... So I liked that moment too. So surprisingly, while they didn't stick the landing 100%, they made a landing of some sort. And it was, adequate. I just expected better because we've seen better, as Alex has said. And maybe this is the best we could have hoped for because it had ran out of steam already a long time ago. And they were keeping it going because it's a multi-million-dollar franchise. Okay.
That is why we got to...
Yeah, or maybe we're at $1 billion.
Well,
yeah.
this whole season costs $500 million.
Then it's billions. Billion.
So that's why we got to keep Elle alive to bring her back.
Here's the thing. I was planning on talking about it in the spoiler section or the breakdown or whatever, but we'll mention it here a little bit. I want to know, do you guys, Joe, do you believe that L11 is alive or dead?
Alive.
Alex, do you believe Ellen is alive or Ellen? Do you believe 11 is alive or
Ellen
dead?
Jenner's.
I think she's dead.
Yes, and I also think she's dead, but I am doing my fucking damnedest in all my research to try to keep her alive, because if you're going to do this holly jolly fucking ending and kill no characters, then you have to give 11 what she deserves. And 11 deserves to live. And I think she's dead, not only from clues in the show, but what the showrunners have said afterwards. Go ahead.
Look, I don't think there's definitive proof either way. I just think that it is such a cowardly cop-out to try to pretend that she's alive. This is 1987. There is no spy network where she couldn't just move to fucking somewhere with Mike. They think that she's dead. They're probably not looking for her. They could live happily ever after. And
this is why I'm upset with it.
Then no one would do anything. If it in 2026, sure, you've got a government tracker in your pocket at all fucking times. They can see you at every streetlight. Doesn't work that way in 1980s. They could go off and live wherever the fuck they wanted and be happy.
Next town over.
But they included it because the audience,
they don't want to piss people off.
The shippers are crazy. The people who want happy endings for every character that they've ever read a book for are crazy. It's like, you need to read more Russian literature. You depress yourself a little bit. And then you'll understand.
Make
it's like,
you happy.
Yeah. It's like, perspective's a hell of a thing. But
I was thinking about it for
because
profits.
here's the thing.
I agree with you.
11 is supposed to represent childhood. Okay? Childhood and innocence. She gets beat up. She gets abused. She gets manipulated. She gets taken advantage of. Get it? So the Duffer Brothers are thinking, well, in order to grow into an adult and become an adult, your childhood has to end. So 11 has to end. That's what they're operating off of. And I'm like, Yeah, but it's also a show too. It's also 11 is a little girl. She's a character within her own. But they got this mixed up, and they did with the massive themes, and they were like, I want to hit this theme, but at the same time they're doing this. So what the Duffer Brothers said about the finale and 11's fate, quote unquote, there was never a version of the story where 11 was hanging out with the gang at the end. Ross Duffer told Netflix. Ross Duffer said 11's death or disappearance was integral to the story's ending. 11 represents childhood. The finale is all about the kids of the Stranger Things growing up. For us and our writers, we didn't want to take her powers away. She represents magic in a lot of ways, and the magic of childhood. For our characters to move on, and for the story of Hawkins and the Upside Down to come to a close, 11 had to go away. I don't agree. I don't agree. But that's what they were thinking. So there was no way that 11 was going to carry out Hopper's dream of her becoming a regular girl, essentially, is what they said. Again, I disagree. The Duffer Brothers aren't ruling out whether she's alive, but confirm she's not coming back to the kids of Hawkins. That's the power of Mike's story, which allows her to remain a presence in their lives. You know, Mike's a storyteller. That's how Mike is coping with the death of 11, by telling others that there's a secret plan and she's still alive and she's still a part of all of it. Yeah. And quote, here's another quote from Matt Duffer. If 11 is out there, the most that they could hope for is a belief that it's true, because they can't be in contact with her. Everything falls apart if that were the case. So if that's the narrative, this is really the best way to keep her alive. And it's about Mike and everyone finding a way to move past what's happened. But even with that explanation where he's trying to say, hey, 11's still out there, I'll agree with those people that like that she's still alive. But read the fucking thing. That's from the perspective that she's dead and that you're just coping.
Well, it says that's the last time she's going to be seen with the Hawkins kids, so now you got to go to the spinoff.
Correct. So this is what Alex predicted in the last one.
Yeah, so they're done.
Now
they
they're
need a
done.
mentor.
So here's what I would say would happen with Netflix is people, let's say they see their online reaction. They see people get upset. And they went too far in one direction. Here, I actually think they did a good job to teeter on the cowardly, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that both sides are good so that you can have this internal debate. And they want that debate because this is how they wrote it, so that when they do the spinoff series where they say, nope, this is not the kids of Hawkins. None of the characters, no characters. It's a new story, new timeline, new town. Guess what? Where Elle is going, that's the town. But it's only going to be revealed later on or something, right? Or maybe she moves to another town after she's been at the town with the 2 waterfalls or whatever. That's just Mike's story. Yes. Right? That's how he's coping with it. But if 11 is still alive, she's in a town. And the town doesn't have to be in waterfalls. So she's in a town. The kids do this crazy thing. Episode 7, right before the finale, somebody walks in, and it's an adult woman going like this. Squidward, full-on Squidward. And they go, who are you? And she goes, boy, do I have a story to tell you. Or so, I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where's your Eggo waffles?
And then they clap.
And then the audience claps. So they bring 11 back, and they confirm all those years. Yeah. People thought, no, you motherfuckers, how dare you say she died? Did you not even pay attention to the series, guys? She's still alive. And we were right. And then they get that that's coming! I guarantee you.
It is, but like trying to make definitive things on 50-50s, and I mean the reason they'd bring her back is for ratings. It's not because you were right about your guess in a story.
It's like, oh, we're dropping viewership.
The people who are like really caring about whether they're right or not, you probably didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s. There used to be these things called sitcoms that were not Big Bang Theory, and when ratings would drop, they would bring back like dead characters or stuff, or like, and that's what they're gonna do with this because it's not like Hollywood's calling her. Have you seen her other fucking movies?
So I don't, and so, but okay. So me and Alex are right. Joe's wrong. She's dead. But in my opinion, it's I hated that choice because so you have to fucking kill her. She has to kill herself because of military men
that don't care.
Fuck off. Fuck that. And when the more I think about that, and how the Duffer Brothers were like, this is the way it has to be with the childhood angle, or the other people that it's like, well, this is going to continue on. The military's going to continue this. No, you're fuck it. Just, if you're going to do your stupid happy ending, which is what you did already, if you already did the nobody can die, we don't want to piss anybody off, then give Elle her happy ending. Not this.
She could have snapped all their necks.
But they say, well, don't worry, Joe, don't worry.
No, she wanted her friends to go to Guantanamo
She was
Bay.
alive. So I will at the end give you my theory about how she was alive and how they can do that. Because it doesn't make sense. Here's the problem with it, is that Kali, 8, cannot project her illusion that far. She's shown to be able to project it relatively if you're in close distance. But let's say she taps into her unknown power and she can project 3 miles away instead of, within her vicinity. The timing. How the fuck would she get the time? How would she know? Oh, they're militant and they got it at that particular, and do it. They're all looking, do it. And there is one way, and I did some research, and I'm going to do my best to try to make it work for
We've seen her do it super long distance before. So she did a version of herself in the military base, so they didn't know that she was gone, and they were miles away at the church. So in theory, she could do it from far away.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you what people online are saying. There's no way, because that only happens in proximity. So I'm using those, so you dispel that.
But we've literally seen her do it.
That
And
was in the
also,
first-
in her room that she dies in, she's surrounded by dudes with walkie-talkies, and you damn be sure be going like, we got him, they're coming in, and she go, okay, now my time to do my fakey thing.
There's a better explanation for that, and that is one of her powers she can look through other people. So she could be working with Elle, and that's exactly what Mike said, looking through her eyes. So once Elle notices, Holly sees everything
Turn
that Elle is
invisible.
seeing, and then she does it. But we'll get there. But before that, so we did our verdicts. We got sixes
about
all
the
around
goods
for
and
the
bads.
final episode, the finale. Let's go ahead and do our final verdicts for the season overall, which I guess for me is going to be almost the same fucking score. Actually, I think I'm going to go lower. I think I'm going to go 5 out of 10 on
same.
season 5, 5 out of 10. It thudded. It took a dive.
We didn't get to
now,
see-
it didn't fuck up like Game of Thrones where we're at like a
No.
fucking 2!
No.
-1!
It didn't piss us off like that.
Right.
But we didn't get to see Vecna's play. We saw brief moment of it.
Play.
The stage play.
The stage play.
Yeah, well, there are if you're a real Stranger Things nut and you're only watching this, it's not fair. There's scenes in here I have no idea why they're in there. Why is there a cradle that's rocking with fire in a fireplace?
Because it's a metal scene.
What?
It's so
Did
cool.
you tell anybody about that, or is that from the play and from his backstory from the play that plays in London and New York, and I got to fly over there to see it? No, fuck you.
And I don't think I don't think that cave would have deterred him if he like that memory was.
Wait, it didn't make
wasn't
sense because
that-
he was in mine, and then this cave is
Yeah,
in a
so
different part
that's
of the
what he
cave,
was
but the
af-
whole
that's-
cave system is fucking you up.
Like, this guy's real fucking evil. Like, I think he could have endured that memory. I don't think it was that bad for him not to go inside
Right.
the cave.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that bad.
Wait, if you have trauma from what this happened, that means that the man was manipulating you the whole time and you were doing stuff against your will. You just told us that you weren't being manipulated and that you worked together. So how is it a traumatic memory? It should be a good memory. This is the day I met my best friend. And we're going to bring down the world because the world is a fucking lie.
Yeah, so I thought
But that's
it wasn't
proof then that
very-
he was being manipulated. He just couldn't justify it to himself to fight back. He's like, I could have fought back the whole time. I didn't. He's just lying to himself.
Yeah, it's
So that's
I think it was
why.
strong.
So we've confirmed that he's just lying to himself, Joe.
Yeah. I think those are the only two bigger ones. I guess I was just thinking.
Yeah, I think the series this season was okay. We rehashed a bunch of things we didn't need to rehash. We were trying to do brand new character arcs that I don't think make sense chronologically. And honestly, we should have just started and just ran with it. Like, we almost could have done this episode, like episode 2 or 3, and skipped all the stuff at the beginning. introducing new characters, making them kind of the main characters of the story, and doing all these other things. Like, I think really kind of had the final season fall on its face a little bit. I was kind of bored and uninterested in these new characters because I didn't have 40 plus hours of familiarity with them like we had on some of these other ones. So yeah, it's not terrible. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't, it's fine television. I don't regret watching it, but it's average. And I don't think it can be any higher than average. And so if average is for you is a 7, don't get mad at us. Average for us is 5. A 5 out of 10 is average. So, it's a fine. It's fine.
That's what I'm thinking. And the more I think about it, though, I'm sure if I go through this breakdown, I'm going to end up at a 4 out of 10. But that's where it would end. But it's a 5 right now. But the reason why I say that is because you fucking copped out at the end, goddammit. You're doing multiple choice. You're saying, oh, it could be this, it could be that. But I know you know what the answer is, because if she shows up in the spinoff series, I'm going to punch you in the throat, because that means that she broke Mike's heart, left him there like an idiot.
Joe.
No, don't fucking say that, because I'm on Alex's side. There's no fucking ways that she can't contact him and she can't later. No. She can do that. If they can destroy the entire Upside Down and Dimension X and beat a goddamn kaiju, they're gonna be able to beat the military. Okay? Fuck
one
the
can beat
military.
Linda.
Fuck that. And fuck, no one can beat.
Wasted character.
Yeah, Skynet will tell you, man. Don't fuck with that bitch right there. But she didn't do anything in the series. That's another reason why there should be a 4 out of 10 for the season as a whole, okay? But it's not as bad as Game of Thrones. But why do I keep bringing that up? It's not as bad as Rings of Power, but that's not the bar that I have for Stranger Things. The bar that I have for Stranger Things is much higher. So that's why, overall, I'm still ripping it a new butthole, and I wish that it would have ended better.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. Let's do the breakdown of this episode.
Where we last left
And
off,
then-
Nancy killed 5,000 soldiers.